listeners, and welcome to the Pipebomb Podcast. I'm Jimmy James, and I'm here with Nikki, aka, what is it, Nick? Nick Pipebomb? Prince Pipebomb.
Prince Pipebomb.
I knew it was something like that, but how are you?
I'm doing really good. It was a long day today, and I have classes tomorrow, but I'm just excited. A lot of wrestling stuff's been going on. So
A lot, but I've been, depriving my wrestling. It took me forever to watch the NXT match with Bayley and Becky because I've been watching Games of Thrones like crazy.
the tag match that they had last week?
Yes, but I finally watched it today and it was pretty good. I was like, oh my god, Sasha's such a badass.
Oh, I know. I'm so excited for that feud, actually.
I know, me too.
It's like your favorite versus my favorite. It's amazing.
I know. But yeah, guys, we have so much to talk about today, so we'll get into it. And speaking of my favorite and your favorite, we can't create them in the new fucking game on Next Gen. Can you believe that?
Bullshit. Oh my god, I was so frustrated when I heard that. And the excuse, like you said.
The excuse is just nonsense. I just can't believe it. Me and Nikki are big time gamers when it comes to the WWE franchise. But, Divas is one of my favorite parts in playing these damn games. Creating my own diva and playing with her. But now I can't? That's crazy.
I know, that's so frustrating. I didn't really make my own divas just because I'm, kind of shit at it, but I always used to download, created characters, the divas who didn't get in the game. So now that we can't even do that, and, the limited roster they did give us this year, it's, it's a little frustrating, to be honest.
I know. I used to create so many divas. You know what? I'm going to post pictures of them up right now.
I think you showed me a few of them. They were all dressed like hookers.
How dare you? I'm going to show the listeners right now. This one's Elena. I love Elena. And then this one's Lila. And then there's Bambi. And there's so many other, but these are my girls that I create. I love them. All the listeners, they're looking at the pictures right now. But yeah, I can't bring them in next year because I actually rented the game for the PlayStation 3. Just to check it out. I wanted to see it on the PlayStation 3 before I switch over to the Xbox One. And it was pretty good. Nikki Bella looks horrible.
I know. I've seen all of the divas, and none of them really look that good, to be honest. No, Natalia's hair, it looked like a fucking cream egg.
Oh my god. I kind of like Natty's character in the game. I like Naomi. Naomi was fun.
The hair. My god.
Naomi was super fun to play with. She was fun. Did you check it out yet?
I haven't played the game yet because I'm actually getting the Xbox One for Christmas this year. So I decided to hold out and not get the one for the 360. So, but I did watch all the playthroughs online and stuff, and I seen all the characters, and it's it's just so disappointing. Summer Rae looks exactly the same as last year, which I'm happy they gave her the same attire, but they didn't even do anything with her hair or anything like that. And I feel the best diva looks wise is probably Tamina.
Yes, Tamina is my favorite to play with.
How was she playing as? How was her?
She's fun.
I know they're so shit giving the divas
No. This year, you know when they said that they're gonna take care of the divas, they did work on the divas movesets. That I will give it to them.
Oh,
because Tamina has a good moveset, and so does what's her name? Naomi. She has a good set as well, and so does AJ. But the best moveset, the best person I played with was Rusev. Oh my god, his moveset is out of this world. Playing with him felt like I was controlling the real Rusev. It's so realistic. And I just can't wait to play it on Next Gen. It's going to be awesome. But, mention when you started talking about Summer Rae, but since we can't have created divas in the game, you actually can't change the attire of the WWE divas. So, say you said that you don't like Summer Rae's attire, you can actually change her attire to whatever you want.
That's true. We can update all of the girls like Cameron, because she's obviously wearing her Funkadactyl attire. We could give her a little slutty schoolgirl outfit.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous to see how this is actually going to work though. I don't know. I still need to see a few more videos, especially with the divas and the outfits and how they switch it. Because I know I did read earlier today that in later games they're going to implement like different hairstyles and whatnot, which I think is really cool. But
what do you mean in the next games, like in a couple of years?
Yeah, like probably 2K16. Like I feel because this is just a new feature that they made strictly this year, so I feel like they're going to add more into it. But that's why I'm worried about it, because this is the starter of it all. So I'm not sure if it's like I don't know if it's going to have very many options for the divas, which I'm worried about.
I think they will have the options for the divas, because if they're gonna say it, they're gonna have to have it, or else it's false advertisement. Like they can't shit on us anymore as much as they just did. Like,
well, you would think, but then they got rid of the whole create a diva. Like, I mean, I guess you could do it on last gen, where like you can still create divas and download them and whatnot. But I mean, it's still not the same, because the graphics is kind of a highlight of why I want to get next gen, and why I was really interested to see girls that we could create and see what they would look like.
Yes, because now you could actually import a picture. Like, you can put your face into the game.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, so I have one of my Tumblr crushes. This girl I always post on my Tumblr. I was like, I'm gonna use her face to create my diva this year. That's what I planned on doing. Right when I heard that you can actually upload a picture, and now I can't do it. I'm so pissed. You don't understand. But I was like, whatever. At least I get to create my guy and put him through NXT and do all of that. And I get to put my own tattoos, take pictures of my own tattoos, and put it on my guy, my face. So I'm still excited to do this. So they didn't really crush my heart all the way, but they just took a big chunk out of it.
I heard Tom was going on a little bit earlier saying, like, this is the worst game they've ever made.
That was
I feel like it's not. They just really shitted on the diva fans in this game. But like you said, I'm excited for my career mode and like to get scan my own face and, like you said, have my own tattoos in there. That's going to be awesome. Mm-hmm. But my one critique that I had was that there's so much focus on NXT in this upcoming game, and it's frustrating because they never had any divas. Because personally, when I think of NXT, I think of the main focus that they have on the Divas division. That's what really stands out for NXT for me, compared to main roster, is how much attention they give to these women's characters and the matches and stuff, the match length. So I was just frustrated that they never had Charlotte or Sasha or Bayley or any of those girls. And I guess they kind of like made it okay by having Paige and Emma, but they're main roster now. So it's like I feel if I have an NXT universe mode, there's not going to be any divas, and I can't create any of the divas, so, like, what am I going to do?
Yeah. That's true.
Huh?
That's so true.
But I mean, there's so much stress, 2K, come on.
I know. It's true, it's true. But, like, that's all they did. They just gave us Emma and Paige. And Paige, they made sure that you can't freaking create her. You have to pay $25 for her, which is crazy. Is
she, like, can you not pay for her just by herself, or do you need to get the whole season pass?
You gotta get the whole season pass.
Oh, so stingy. I'm still getting it, though.
Yeah, I'm still gonna get it. But I'm like, it's just crazy. Next year, they just better get their shit together. That's all I have to say about this.
I think after the backlash they received on Twitter this year, I think maybe they'll put 2 and 2 together and be like, all right, we're just going to shut these people up. Give us, like, 16 girls. We'll be okay.
Yeah, right. That'll be the day. Just put Create a Diva back in and we'll all be good. The Diva fans will be happy. I just can't believe they did that, because that's just one of my favorite things to do, is just to create a diva.
And you know what? If it was really that much, like you said, oh, they needed to take it out because they had to put more focus. Well, if that's the case, take out Create a Superstar as well. Mm-hmm. But I guess that wouldn't really work with my career mode. But still, like,
yeah, their stupid excuse was to. The reason why they didn't add it was to set more focus and have a more polished game. What? Shouldn't the game be polished if I'm paying $65 for it anyways? Like, I don't understand. It just makes no. It was just pure laziness. They were just like, whatever. We'll just take.
And they were so quiet over the months on Twitter about the divas, and now I can understand why. Like,
they know exactly. This has been planned for the longest time, and like, remember when they were releasing entrances throughout the weeks, and people were just bitching, where are the divas? Where are the divas? Show us divas. Like, I just seen so many tweets of people yelling at them to show divas, and then we come and find out that you can't even create a diva, and we haven't even had a diva entrance. Like, they haven't even showed us, like, Bree's character in two, like, nothing.
They haven't showed any of the divas in, like, next-gen models or their entrances or anything.
It's like, really, though? I don't know, man. But is Emma going to be on the PlayStation 3?
What?
Is Emma's character going to be in the PlayStation 3?
I think so, yeah.
What about
I'm pretty
Paige?
sure all of the wrestlers you can get on each of the
What about, systems. I don't think Paige will. I think she's a next-gen exclusive.
Well, because maybe, but I know that you can get the season pass for, like, the previous, like, 360 PS3, so if she's in there, I feel like she'll be in. When is that coming out anyway? Because I haven't seen her character or Emma or any of them.
I don't know either. I don't know. Well, speaking of Paige, Miss Paige has an interview coming up this Friday, I believe, with Y2J, doesn't she, Nikki?
I heard, yeah, I just seen it real quick on Twitter today. Talk is Jericho, I follow him on there, and he said that he's going to have an interview with Paige this Friday, so I'm super excited about that, because she's actually one of my, like, favorite divas recently, like, out of the current crop of girls, just because she's really interesting. Like, when you first look at her, you don't necessarily think her personality will match her look, but it's great. I'm really excited to hear her stories, and maybe she'll talk about Total Divas a bit, maybe her family, and I'm just really excited to see what's going to happen. And I'm excited because Jericho always has really good interviews. So
yeah, that's what I'm really excited about, because Jericho really gets into that. And I just can't wait to hear about her talk about her past, like how she's been wrestling since she was 14 years old and stuff like that. Like, I want to hear all about it. And she just had this tour at her hometown, and I really want to hear about how she felt when she first captured the Divas title the night after WrestleMania. Remember when the crowds went crazy for her? And she, like, had that emotional breakdown in the back and the gorilla with the other divas. I'm just, yeah, like, I can't wait. I'm excited. I'm excited to hear
Well, I actually seen, remember when she did that Comic-Con appearance a few months ago?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, there's, like, people on YouTube, they do videos, like the full videos of them doing the Q&As with them. So I did see a full video of Paige doing these questions with these fans, and that's why I said, like, her personality doesn't match her, because she was just so, like, bubbly and, like, just so, like, goofy and whatnot. But she did actually talk about that, so I'll have to link that to you.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear about that. And I don't know, since Paige is gonna be on there, who else? I know Natty's done it. I want to know. No, did Natty do it with Stone
Yeah,
Cold?
Natty was the first one, and then they did Brie, Eva, and Cameron, I believe.
Yeah, and Lita. Lita's done one with Jericho.
Oh, yeah, Lita was on there.
Yeah.
And Eve did one with Eve as well.
Eve Torres. Yeah, so Jericho, he does well with the divas.
Exactly, so that's why I'm excited that he's just adding more to them. But, like, out of the girls on the roster now, what other girls would you like to hear from?
I want to hear from Nikki. I want to hear from Nikki and AJ Lee. Those are the two. And Naomi.
I'd want to hear from, like,
Renee Charlotte. Oh. What was that?
Renee Young would be kind of interesting.
Oh, Renee would be cool.
Or Lillian. Or, like, one of the girls that, like, doesn't get too much focus, but Lillian's been there forever, so she must have, like, tons of stories.
Lillian has one with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, does she? I didn't even know.
Yes, you should check that one out. That one's pretty good. It was really good.
I'd like to see him, like, get one of, like, the NXT girls, like Charlotte. Yes. That would be amazing.
That's who I said, Charlotte or Sasha. I would love to hear those two, because they're really tearing it up down at NXT. It would be pretty cool for him to, like, put NXT, or even an NXT superstar like Sami Zayn or Corey Graves would be pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah, so it would be pretty interesting. I would love to hear about Corey Graves.
Corey Graves. What is he doing? Because I know he's, like injured that he can no longer wrestle anymore. But what is he still doing with the company backstage? Because I know he's still with them. But
I don't know. I think he's probably not a trainer, like an agent. He's probably backstage. He probably comes up with ideas because he's been in the business long. And they said that he was one of the older guys down at NXT, because I believe he's like 37, 36. So it's just a shame what happened to him. It's just a shame. I feel so bad.
Who gave him his concussion again? Who was it?
I don't recall. I can't remember. I don't know. It's just sad.
Yeah. Because I've seen his character in the game as well. I'm sorry I keep going back to that game, but his character in the game and his like next gen entrance, he looks really badass.
Yes, I played with him. He's pretty fun to play with as well. Because I did the whole NXT thing. I went through it because that's one of the first things I played with. And I played with Corey Graves. He was the first one I unlocked. Because I was just a fan of his, and I really wanted to see him go far. And I love his finishing maneuver, that submission hold. It's pretty cool. But I'm really pissed what happened to him. But you know who else is pissed? Vince McMahon. Apparently Vince McMahon came out to the crowd in one of the shows overseas at the UK. I guess the UK people are not as rowdy as everybody likes to say.
It was in Liverpool.
Was it Liverpool?
Yep.
Well, Vince came out, and Liverpool's pretty legit. They did alright on SmackDown. Well, I mean, what was it? What did I watch? Main Event?
Main Event this week?
Yeah, I don't know where they were. Whatever. But I watched one of them. They were pretty hot, but maybe it was edited. But yeah, apparently Vince came out and really shunned the crowd and told them that they're quiet and the cities before them were better and all of this. And then he went backstage and they said that he was legitimately pissed off, and this has never happened before. Vince McMahon has never came out to try to hype a crowd or anything. So I guess Vince was really ticked off because, you know,
I heard he was like, Liverpool, what is that? That sounds like an old man's skin disease. He's like, have fun, damn it. That's what that was one of the quotes I seen from today. Yes. Have fun, damn it.
Seriously. He was over.
I mean, come on, if you're going to spend your money and they go on tours maybe like 1 or 2 times a year, like, come on. Get fun. Like, have fun with it.
Yeah, it's because I saw in the Cameron and Alicia Fox match, they were so dead.
Oh, it was so bad.
God. It was so dead. I couldn't take it. That crowd was terrible. Like, you could hear the popcorn machine guy yelling at his employee. Like, I can't.
Even with Tyson and Sammy, which was yet another phenomenal match with them. So like, it took a while for them to finally get involved into it.
Oh, my God. I really liked that match. That match was pretty good. And Natty looked so hot.
Natty looks smoking.
Oh, my God. She is really trying to get TJ's peen. I can't. But she looked really hot with that crop top and that black high-waisted skirt. I was like, oh.
Her heels looked really good tonight, too. Mm-hmm. Or the other night.
I was like, check this bitch out. She looked hot.
I like the storyline that they're going with Tyson and, like, how he keeps, like, throwing her in the way. And, like,
I really do, too. And remember when we used to bitch about it? Like, oh, my God, they need to come bring this to the main roster. Bring it to the main roster. They finally did. And it's like, it's paying off. And Tyson is getting all these wins. So I'm pretty excited.
The end of the match this Friday on SmackDown, it's an Intercontinental Championship match, I think.
Ooh.
It's going to be with Dolph Ziggler, Antonio Cesaro, and him. So it's an elimination match.
Oh my God, how cool. I was just going to say, I can see him in the Intercontinental title picture.
And I heard from reports, people were saying this is a phenomenal match and you guys need to see it. All of the fans over in the UK were tweeting about it. So I'm really happy for that.
Oh my God. And you know, he like, I was watching his match with Sami Zayn. I was like, Tyson just knows the freaking ring. And that's what happens when you train in the Hart Dungeon. Like, look at Natty and look at him and look at Bret Hart and Owen Hart. They were all like just good. Mm-hmm. Just super, super good. So it has to do with something with the dungeon because Tyson is so innovative. And I love that running kick he does on the apron. Oh, that's one of my favorite maneuvers. I love it.
So brutal.
And I'm definitely going back to the game, giving my creative superstar that move because I love it. But yeah, let's move on. Speaking of the dungeon, did you hear about the temple with Lucha Underground? If you guys haven't heard about this, you guys should really check it out. This shit is so dope. Nikki is the one who told me about it, and I didn't hear a damn thing about this thing until Nikki's like, hey, have you heard of Lucha Underground? Which I've guessed word of mouth is working because you got me and Josh really into it. So Nikki, take it away. Let them know what this is all about.
Yeah, obviously, like, if it's been going on for 3 weeks, tonight is their third taping. But yeah, so you've probably heard of it on Twitter, but if you haven't yet, it's another promotion, and it's in Los Angeles, and it's more of kind of like a grungy style, James said,
Like
it's
Grindhouse. It's like Grindhouse kinda, and I really like that.
And lucha wrestlers and very technical wrestling. On commentary, they have Matt Stryker, which he was always one of my favorites, and they also have Vampiro, which is like totally flashback. Like, it's crazy.
But he has such a good voice, and like he really conveys into the matches, and then when he like speaks in his Mexican accent, I don't know, he just has a good touch to the show.
I really like the pairing of them. They're so, like, they have really good compatibility with each other. But,
even the announcer, she's hot.
Yeah, I don't know who she is. I do like her. Sometimes her voice is a little too high. I'm just so picky with announcers, though. But.
No, I get you, because sometimes she's like, I'm like, relax, bring it back.
Rolling those R's, girls. Settle your teacup.
Seriously.
But the roster overall down there, it's a lot of lucha wrestlers, like I said earlier. But Chavo Guerrero is down there as well. John Morrison, who goes under Johnny Mundo. And he's a phenomenal wrestler. I always loved him, and he's sexy as hell. So he's kind of one of the main guys that they have there that they're promoting right now, as well as another guy called Prince Puma. Ooh. Which, James, like, what did you think of his wrestling? I haven't even talked to you about it, really.
Oh my god, what did I think about that booty? Oh my god. He is super, super cute, and like, he has an ass for days. But that match was freaking dope. His moveset is out of this world. And it was just a fun match. And the whole concept of the match was like, the boss of the show. Oh, I can't with him. He is such a villain. And like, the backstage segments, it's like something out of this, like, it's like a little a Grindhouse movie. Because it's on...
The production is phenomenal. Like, yes. They must have a lot of money that they're putting into it, because it feels like a soap opera to me. You know what I mean?
It does. It so does. And it's so perfect to, like, you know, when you want to separate yourself from the WWE, this is the perfect route they're going as like a TV show. That's how it's shot as. And
exactly. It's only an hour long too. Yeah. Like, that's the great thing. Like, you can watch 3 episodes of this, and it would be exactly like a Raw. Yet you're getting so much more action. And speaking of, like, following up with the roster, like, for Diva fans, there is women that are featured in this. One of the ladies wrestlers that they have is Sexy Star. I don't know if anybody heard about her, but she's a woman that trains with, like, she wrestles with the men as well, and they had a nice little promo talking about her and, like, her rise and how she had to deal with suicidal thoughts before, and then she found this mask, and it gave her courage and her passion again, and it was just really, really nice to get these backstories on these people, because I had no idea who this chick was, but... just, like, wrestling with the men in the ring, and later on in the show, I don't want to spoil too much, but this girl takes a chair shot to the head. Like, you won't see this stuff in WWE, and even in TNA, whoever watches that still. But another girl who is my favorite, and if anybody likes to have, like, interactions with wrestlers on Twitter, she's perfect for it, because every time I've messaged her, she's retweeted and favorited, and it's Maxine, and she's going by Katrina down in Lucha Underground. She's going to be a manager for, I forget his name, but his catch line is like 1,000 deaths, and she does a lick of death. So, like, before she goes up to the opponent before the match, and she, like, threatens them, and then she licks their face, which is so creepy.
Perfect.
But she's just so, like, elegant. She has this tight little black dress on, and she got involved in one of the matches as well, and so it's just really interesting. And if anybody was a fan of Angela Fong as well, apparently she's signed under contract. I haven't seen her yet, but and Ivelisse Velez is another woman that's down there as well. So many great superstars that weren't really given much, like, acknowledgement in WWE and were kind of mistreated. So it's a great way to see them down there. And there was even reports coming up of maybe Rey Mysterio and Alberto Del Rio technically maybe being signed sometime down in the future. So
it's super good. And I'm excited to watch Maxine tonight, because I haven't seen that episode yet. I only seen the first episode with Johnny Mundo and Prince Puma in the main event for that cash. And even Ezekiel Jackson, when he came out at the main event to it, I was like, what is going on? I love it, and I love the boss. He's my favorite character.
Was that Ezekiel Jackson?
Yes, it was him.
Oh my god, I had no idea who that was, because in the next episode, he smokes a cigar in the ring. And I'm like, who is this guy?
I can't wait to watch. Ezekiel Jackson was always type cute for me. I don't know, I'm sorry, guys. I kind of found him kind of cute. I caught myself looking. But let's talk about the production. Oh my god, how they filmed the show is amazing. What about the overhead camera with that nice graphic that they have in the middle of the ring? It really does look like a temple. Like this is where these guys go out and shed blood, and I don't know, they look like warriors, like gladiators going into war. Like the hype for the show is amazing. How they hype up these matches with these promos. They really give you that insight on the characters. I don't know. I'm just excited for this new wrestling what is it? A new wrestling.
And it's just like a breath of fresh air, pretty much.
Super, super good. So check it out, you guys.
Conan is one of he's the trainer, or his protege is Prince Puma, which is awesome.
I love Conan with his shade. I remember when he put
so sleazy, but I love it. It works so well.
He put two people together once on Twitter, and I couldn't stop laughing. It was hilarious. But yeah, let's move on to AJ and Nikki Bella. Well, AJ had a match with Brie Bella this past Monday night, and I thought it was a good match. I thought it was a really, really good match, and I loved how Nikki interfered at the end of the match, and she came in to kick AJ in the back of the head, and that was a sick-ass kick. But AJ and Nikki are announced for Survivor Series, so it looks like there's not going to be no Team Nikki and Team Brie, so I don't think there's going to be a Divas tag at Survivor Series, and I don't think I mind. I'm kind of excited to see AJ versus Nikki. What about you?
I'm excited, but I'm always I'm impartial because I love the Survivor Series elimination matches that they've done. But in the past, they have been a little shady. Remember the year Victoria got out with just a Hurricane Rana by Kelly in the beginning, and such quick little eliminations.
That's why I want to see it.
Especially last year. Oh my god. So I think it's kind of better to have just a one-on-one Divas Championship match, and I'm glad that Nikki will get her shot. I'm just a little sad because I think it's going to be a little predictable of the outcome.
Do you think Nikki's going to win?
No, I feel like Brie is going to cost Nikki the win because that's when her 1 month personal assistant bullshit's up. So
I can't wait for it to be over. But what I will say is I liked how she made Brie dress up like a butler.
I think it's cute. You know what? To Nikki's defense, I think she's doing really well in this storyline and bossing Brie around, but Brie is just emotionless. I can't get invested in it. And it's just the fact that it was only for 1 month. I really wish they didn't say that and that she could somehow find a loophole and get out of it once the authority was dropped at a Survivor Series. That would have made more sense, but
I don't know. I think Nikki's acting is on freaking fire right now. She's doing a good job. She's doing a really good job being a bitch-ass heel. And I feel like it's because she's working with her sister. And they really snubbed Brie because they said that when Nikki came at her and was like, maybe you need to work more on your you should have been more sympathetic to AJ on SmackDown when Nikki attacked her. And that
make it more believable next time.
Yeah, that was just shade from the writers to Brie, and I was just like, wow. But Nikki, her acting's on point. So, and a lot of people always kick dirt into the Bella's faces, and I think they're doing pretty well. They're doing pretty well.
Yeah, Brie's acting, that's the only thing that gets, that I don't like about her. Because I do like this girl. She's really proven herself to me. And like you said, the match with AJ on Raw, it was quick, but it was really good. And I liked the finish, how it was, the crucifix. And then she tried to pull her up, and it went right into the Black Widow. But yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like AJ's obviously going to keep the title. Just because this title's been hot potato for so long, I feel like she needs to hold it for at least, 3 or 4 months.
Who do you think? I kind of hope she drops it.
Seeing Nikki hold that title on Monday, it made me want her as champion, but I feel like storyline-wise, it's not the right time.
Yeah, I guess.
Unless they give us a swerve and have Brie, finally align with Nikki and help her win the title, and then have a heel turn again. But Like, I don't see that happening just because they built Brie up so much as, like, Daniel Bryan's wife and giving her the yes chant and building, like, her fight against the Authority earlier this year, so.
But I think, you know what I think they're going to do for this match? I think, like, they're going to put them at the same time lot that they put Nikki and Brie at Hell in a Cell. So right before that match is supposed to end, I think that's when Brie's time will be up mid-match, and then she would come into the ring to interrupt the match. So I think the match might end in disqualification, and we might get a triple threat match later down, just to put Brie.
TLC maybe.
Yeah, to put Brie in the title run.
But like the only thing is where does this leave Paige and Alicia?
I don't know. They just had their match together on Monday Night Raw.
Just threw it together on Raw, and that was it. I feel like that was a total divas moment for sure for Paige. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just because, like, her in her hometown, she was kind of acting like the face more so, and wasn't she the one that beat the fuck out of Alicia the other week? So, I don't know. I feel like they kind of dropped whatever was happening with Paige and Alicia, which is really sad.
I don't know. I feel like they can just refocus quickly when they come back to the States. You know,
yeah, that's true.
They can have a quick little patch.
Then Alicia had her match with Cameron this week on Main Event, so it was like that was a total diva moment too, and it was focused on that feud. So I don't know,
because it was such a rare pairing of the two. But speaking of being over at the UK, while they were over at the UK, Nikki and Brie were presenting at the EMA Awards, and apparently they got to take a picture with Grande girl. Ariana Grande. But yeah, pretty cool. I thought Nikki Bella looked amazing. Not Nikki, Brie. I hated Nikki's dress and the hair. Ugh. But I hated Brie's hair too, but I loved Brie's outfit. Her outfit was on point.
They went a little more edgier with their looks this year, especially Brie. Like you said, I didn't like that hair either. I was like, oh. But their makeup was beautiful. And later on in the night with that picture with Ariane, they both looked really good. And they actually looked like each other, which is like weird saying that because for so long I can tell that they're obviously not identical anymore. But in this picture, they look identical. It's ridiculous.
No, they are identical. They just look different, like the hair. But I think it's because the hair was up. And
it's like I've seen them on Total Divas now, and like I can tell like the differences in their faces a little bit now too. So
I don't know. I was so disappointed in Nikki's outfit. I'm like, you're so hot. You dress so sexy. So why would you?
I forget what she was wearing. Wasn't it just like a black dress? Or?
See, you forget because it was so basic. It was a long black dress and she was covered up. Maybe it was because it was TV. They didn't want her boobs hanging out on national television. Right. I don't know, but she should have She could have found something else to look sexier. Like I just can't. It was a mess. Because if you present, your outfits do have to be approved. So, I don't know.
I don't know who approved that one.
It was a mess. But, yeah. Speaking of dressing with class and elegance, freaking Roman Reigns has been taking classes for acting. He's been taking a 3-day course of acting class, which I think is pretty good because he's probably been seeing what Dean and Seth's been doing on the main roster with the promos, and especially Dean dropping that cool little promo this past Monday night, and on we saw him at Main Event. He also cut another promo. He's doing his thing, and I think Roman is feeling the pressure, so he's picking up some LA classes in the best place in LA to take some acting classes. So where else can you get it better than that? But I think this is good for Roman Reigns. What do you think? What are your thoughts, Nick?
I think it's a good thing too. I think it's a smart thing too because obviously he's been watching what Seth and Dean have been bringing to TV each week, and he's like, oh shit, I need to step up my game because he has the look. Like that's what Roman, like, out of all three of them, he looks like the superstar. He looks like the next top guy. Yeah. But his moveset is very limited so far, and his acting is not bad, but compared to those two, it's not comparable. So I'm glad he is getting acting classes. What I was talking about earlier, James, was saying, like, the rumors for WrestleMania is it's going to be Roman Reigns returns and goes up against Brock Lesnar. But I feel like if Dean Ambrose continues what he's been doing, I feel like maybe he is going to be taking his spot and it could be Dean finally in the main event because the fans are like in love with him right now. So,
but WWE don't give a fuck about what the fans think.
That's true, but I feel like WWE is behind Dean because they've been giving him so much exposure. You know what I mean?
Because Roman, their guy, is not there.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what
I don't know. Like. I was just saying that because I would rather see Roman go after Rusev instead of like the reports of maybe Cena going after him, which we could get into a bit later. But
I don't know. I feel like Dean can go somewhere else and Dean would be okay. I feel like Roman really needs this win over Brock. But I feel like he could go and get it off Rusev too. I don't know. He can go either way. He just needs to get that acting together.
I just want him to have everything polished and be ready to go before they put the title on him.
Yeah.
And give him this big push as the next star, because if he's not ready, it's not going to pan out the way they want it to be, and then they're going to have to start from scratch all over again because that's what they want to do. So,
because like you even said, he has that good looks, the movie star looks. He has a presence. So like after John Cena ain't going to be there forever. So they're going to need him to be in these movies. WWE, they want to at least have one star in movies just to put their, to be the face of the company.
Right, and Miz isn't going to be doing that.
No way. Miz just plays the gimmick character of that. But they really want someone, and I feel like Roman Reigns has that movie star good looks. I can see him in an action star movie, you know what I mean?
But yeah.
That's why I feel like he is taking these acting classes as well, just to prepare for his future. So I think it's pretty...
At the same time, though, it's like, didn't Dean just film a movie as well? Like, I feel like on paper, Dean has a more impressive kind of like resume, I guess.
Yeah, he does, but Dean's been in the business longer, so I expect Dean to be on a higher level than Roman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like Roman's trained from WWE. He signed in and he got trained, so he's starting off fresh. But Dean had all these years of experience with cutting promos and all of that. So like Jericho and they all say that WWE is like a boot camp to get you ready for Hollywood. So
that's true.
Yeah. So I feel like. Dean Ambrose is just a couple of steps ahead of Roman Reigns, but that's okay. You know what I mean? It's fine.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Like they're all three of them are amazing. I feel like Dean versus Lesnar, like Brock versus Roman would be on paper, like in the looks of it, it would be really good. But I feel like Dean could pull out a little bit more. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. We'll see what happens. I just don't know what they're going to do with Dean Ambrose for WrestleMania.
Me either. No idea. I don't know.
Because he's already feuding with Bray Wyatt right now, so.
Yeah. I would love to see him and Bray at WrestleMania. But who knows? Maybe he'd be in a feud with John Cena. Maybe he'd be heel by then.
Maybe that's what. But then where does that leave?
Or maybe he'll have his WrestleMania match with Seth. Maybe a ladders match, something.
That's true. I was just thinking, if like Roman does return, that would be a good feud for him to step right into. Would be going up against Seth, or I thought to give him like that big win would for him to be the one to overcome Rusev. Because like I said earlier, well, it wasn't recorded because our recording didn't work out earlier, but. The person who goes over on Rusev, it should be an up and coming star, somebody who needs that. And John Cena isn't one of those superstars who needs that win. So I feel like Roman Reigns would really like gain from that win.
That is true.
But who knows? We're still like 4 months away. 4 or 5
I don't know.
months.
I think that Roman is going to return at the Royal Rumble.
Do you think he's going to win the Rumble?
Yes. And I think that's just going to put him up against Brock. I don't see anybody else winning the Rumble. Maybe Dean. Yeah, I could see Dean winning.
I could just see maybe Dean, like that's the only one.
Yeah. Or maybe John Cena once again. Who knows? But yeah, speaking of women in acting classes, do you think that WWE has an acting coach that travels with the main roster to help out the talent that they have? I feel like they don't, honestly, because look at Brie Bella. Brie Bella needs all the help she can get in the world, and apparently she's not getting it. So I don't know. Like, I feel like they should. That's a perfect way to invest some money onto something that can better your characters and advance your television show. So I don't see why they wouldn't have one. But I haven't seen any reports of one. Your thoughts, Nikki?
I don't think they have one on the main roster. I think like there's down in NXT and developmental they do have like acting like sessions, I guess you could say, like down, but I don't know if it's an actual acting teacher or if it's just a wrestler. But yeah, on the main roster I don't think they have one. Clearly from what we've seen from a few of these wrestlers and like Brie especially, poor thing.
I know, that's just something that I feel like they should do.
And you would think, like I said, maybe with Total Divas and the E! Network, maybe they had an acting coach that would follow these girls around, give them some tips, give them some pointers, but apparently not.
Well, they have producers to do that. With a reality show, they can't have an acting coach.
I mean, reality nowadays isn't reality.
I know, so but that's reality.
You think they need an acting coach?
No, I don't think they. No way. Cause like, especially like, come on, Eva Marie gives you the most promos on freaking Total Divas. Then, so I feel like if she can pull out conveying promos like that, crying on the drop of a dime, why can't she be emotional like that when she's on TV? But
do you ever wonder about that? Like, she's so it seems like she's so comfortable on Total Divas and talking and being in front of these cameras, but it's like once she gets in front of that crowd, this girl does not know her left from her right.
Yeah, because there's a difference. There's a difference between being in front of a crowd and because she sees these guys that are filming her every day, so she's comfortable with them. So, she's just used to them following her around. But yeah, I know down in NXT they have like trainers and stuff but I feel like those are like former wrestlers that are just training. They're just teaching the art of promo. They're not legitimately teaching these wrestlers and talents to like dig deep inside of them and pull out like characters or something like to act. Like, these people, acting is a craft. You have to learn it and perfect it. And I feel like they don't have anybody certified enough to do it.
You know what I really liked about Mickie James was always one of my favorite divas and kind of off point, but she, like, when she came in and when she was hired, she said that she learned a tip from Dawn Marie saying that you need to have a character, and she wrote down this whole character's life, and that was the Mickie James character and how she was with her grandpappy and would used to go to all these wrestling events and stuff. So because she did that, I felt like that gave her character more purpose because there was so much time invested into it on her own terms. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I feel like they could do that, and like with acting, because I feel like she had some acting background, like in high school, I guess, like theater maybe. I'm assuming. I don't know. But I feel like that should be a requirement to be a superstar. You need to have some acting lessons.
Seriously. But yeah, speaking of Survivor Series earlier, Mick Foley has been talking a lot of shit lately. I don't know, blah blah blah. But he's saying that, at first he said that he wouldn't join WWE again, and he was content with his life, and blah, blah, blah. But since he did that little stint with Dean and Seth, he caught the wrestling bug once again, and he said if they offered him the GM role, he would accept it, and he feels like the offer is pretty much coming towards him. Due to the Authorities match with Team Cena come Survivor Series, if the Authority loses, could Mick Foley be the new general manager for Raw? For me, I don't feel like Mick Foley, he was fun while he did it, and I wouldn't want a babyface general manager. I just can't right now. I'm ready for, I love heels as a GM. But your thoughts, Nikki?
No. No. Mick Foley, somebody get this man a glass of water. He's thirsty. He's just, I love Mick Foley, don't get me wrong, respect to him, all he's done for this company, but over the past year, he's just been bitching and whining about this company, and then the opportunity he does get to come back, he's like, oh, yeah, I'll be general manager, and the offer, I'm expecting it, just so happens, he knows it's coming his way, and I just don't like that. I don't like how he's so open about that, but, I don't know. I agree with you. I'd like to have a heel general manager instead because it makes more sense to have a bad guy in charge and to put these faces in all of this turmoil and then they get the upper hand in the end. That's always been the story. So the only good thing I could see out of that would be maybe more hardcore matches. But other than that, I just don't see storyline purpose where he would fit in. And yeah, I don't know. Not my cup of tea.
No, Mick, girl, bye. In the words of Cameron.
Girl, bye.
But since the Authority, I really feel like the Authority is gonna lose. My picks for who to be is to be the next general manager would be Brad Maddox. I want Brad Maddox to return. I want Vince to rehire him because Vince was the one who appointed him GM when Brad Maddox had the job. And I really want him to come back bitter and spiteful that he was fired because that he was in a cave and all of that. And I really feel this can do a lot for his character. And maybe now that he has all this power, he can stop putting himself into matches. And then he can get into a wrestling role. So that's just my way to get my baby daddy back on TV. But what are your thoughts, Nikki?
I see, I don't really know exactly who could be general manager right now. I like Brad Maddox. I don't really want to see him back as general manager. I want to see him start getting into the ring. But, I guess that storyline-wise, your idea does make more sense. And then he can kind of take out his frustrations on the Authority once they're out of power. But there's reports of Sting coming around. Maybe he can be a surprise person. My, long shot. I don't know if you've seen with Raw, Stephanie McMahon this week backstage with Lana. Mm-hmm. Did you see how she's listen here, you Russian little twit.
Yeah.
Oh, getting in my queen's face. I was oh, Stephanie. But I don't know. I just think, right now it doesn't make sense for Lana to be general manager.
Oh,
but maybe
my God, that would be awesome. That would be so awesome if Vince...
That would be amazing. And she has the acting ability to pull it off, and she's spiteful, so she would be a heel.
And she has Rusev to, protect her with the United States.
And, that way he could hold the championship, you know what I mean?
And it would really make the title relevant. And, Vince, it would even make sense for Vince to point her the GM because he can easily be look at her, she can control a brute, you know what I mean? Rusev is at her every calling, and, he's undefeated due to her tutelage, so, she's a smart woman, she's well-spoken. I could see her having all the criteria and taking this job.
Well, do you remember when he announced AJ Lee as general manager? That was out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And we're what? But, he's done it in the past, and we've seen women's general managers in the past before with Vicky and Stephanie herself, so, I feel like Lana isn't a long shot. I just feel like maybe it's too soon. Maybe wait till after WrestleMania for that to happen.
Well, WWE also they released I don't know, it was a couple of weeks ago with all the names that they copyrighted, and Eve Torres was one of the names. So maybe they can bring back Eve Torres.
Oh yeah, that's manager. Right.
Because I really loved Eve when she was a heel with the people power. I feel like she was the only one that put any kind of personality or any, she seasoned the freaking stable. But she didn't last long in that role. And I really feel like Eve shined as a heel, and it would be nice for her to have a quick little comeback as a heel. So it would be pretty cool to have Eve with all the power. Because she is a good talker.
She is a good talker, and there is some built-in feuds already established, with AJ Lee and stuff like that.
And the Bellas, how she had the Bellas fired.
Yeah, and the Bellas, and John Cena as well for what he did to her. They could get that whole hostky thing back.
It would be perfect. I don't know, Eve Torres wouldn't. She kind of has a long shot, but it would be nice to have Eve back into the WWE. But, speaking of Lana earlier, Lana apparently, Lana and Hulk Hogan had it out on Twitter this past week. They started a little feud, and when Rusev captured the championship on Monday Night Raw, Hulk Hogan said that this is a sad, sad day, and for America, and where was John Cena to save the day, and Lana just said that Rusev would crush Hulkamania and John Cena, period. So apparently the seed has been planted for Cena versus Rusev. Dun dun dun. I guess Rusev has its glass ceiling. What are your thoughts, Nick?
You know what my thoughts are. I'm just so sad. Like I said, Roman Reigns would be a better fit for this because John Cena doesn't need to crush Rusev. He really doesn't. Like he's so established in his career. He's like what, a fucking 15-time champion? Are you kidding me? Like he doesn't need this. So I feel like this is what is going to happen at WrestleMania, though. Cena versus Rusev. Rusev is going to hold that United States belt for a while, though. I have a feeling. And I don't think it will be for the championship if they do go at it. I just think it's going to be America versus Russia. And, of course, Hulk Hogan will be in John Cena's corner because he can suck his dick whenever he wants to all the time. So, yeah, I feel like that's what's going to happen at WrestleMania. Lana will be in Rusev's corner, and there will be John Cena with Hulk Hogan. Because apparently Hulk Hogan wanted a match with John Cena, but he's too old and brittle to pull out another match this year. Sorry.
Seriously, I just can't.
I can't with all of these older wrestlers thinking like, oh yeah, give it one more shot. It's like, no.
It's just too much for me.
You gotta sit down.
But speaking of Hulk Hogan, in wrestlers, I want another shot, and then, apparently WWE keeps giving him the shots. Even though the ones that's talked shit, like Mick Foley, who threatened to throw a brick at his TV because Daniel Bryan didn't come out for the Royal Rumble and basically shitted on the company, but he was at Monday Night Raw. Hulk Hogan, who was with TNA for, 3 years, 2 to 3 years down there, and WWE recently brought him back, but a woman who threw her title in a trash bin on national television because her boss, that WWE rehired, Eric Bischoff, at one point and they put him on TV as an on-air character, who instructed her to throw a WWE title in the trash on national television. They will not allow her into the Hall of Fame, which is Medusa, Alundra Blaze. It's been 14 years that this woman spent into this business, and still no mention of her being in the Hall of Fame. I think it's just a bunch of bullshit, and it's unfair. What are your thoughts, Nikki?
Yeah, I agree with you. I love Alundra Blaze. Seeing her matches with Bull and Nakano, if nobody's ever seen any of those, those matches are so aggressive. It's like, oh my god, amazing. But I just feel bad because you always see, especially on the WWE Network, you always see that segment of Medusa dropping the title in the trash. That's an iconic moment in WWE WCW history. Every time they do the feuds and the flashbacks and stuff, that's always acknowledged, but she is never acknowledged for what she brought to the company herself, and it's just really frustrating. And she did a lot for the company, and it's frustrating that they bring back other superstars. They brought back X-Pac, and yet they wouldn't bring back China and stuff like that. It's very sexist how we don't see any of these women being brought back. And the only one that can come to my mind who was Sable after that whole sexual harassment clause thing went on.
Yeah, she was the only one that was forgiven. And I wonder why. There had to be a reason.
I think she had something against them. Something she could use.
Yeah, and she probably didn't pull the trigger.
Right. Well, because I don't remember who she reported the sexual harassment against. But.
I know. I don't remember the whole story. I gotta look up on that. And I'm curious. And that gave me a good idea on a new segment we should do on the show. I'm not gonna say it now, but I will tell you guys later.
Oh, we'll keep it a secret.
We'll keep it a secret, you guys. Sorry, I can't share. But I promise you'll be good. Hold on, let me write it down real quick.
Oh, do you even have a name and everything?
Yes. And this would be pretty cool. I think that the listeners will love it. And I think you guys will love it too. It'll be fun. But, yeah. But, I don't know. With Medusa, I feel really bad. And, Nikki, you did hit the nail on the head with how they glorify the moment, but they won't reward her for it. You get me? When she dumped that title, it was an iconic moment. It was a big moment. Every time they promo, the Monday Night Wars, you always see her dumping the title in the trash bin. And it's yes, that was classist and disrespectful, but at the end of the day, the guy who pays her and the way she makes her living and how she gets food on the table instructed her to do that. So
it's why are they blaming her for that? They should technically, it was Bischoff's idea in the first place.
Yeah, it makes no damn sense to me. I just feel really bad because she just made her 14-year anniversary that she's been wrestling. And she, right now she's doing her monster truck. She's chilling, she's living. But I feel like for somebody who's like, she has such an impact in the business to not get any accolades or not celebrated. It's just a shame. And it just shows how shady the business can really be, though.
Well, do you remember a few years back when Beth Phoenix was champion? She was going on Twitter like a rampage, being like, "Oh yeah, I'll come back and I'll put my old women's title on the line, and we can have a WrestleMania match and this and that." And like WWE had no acknowledgement. They probably told Beth like, "Don't message her. Like this woman is crazy. Like we don't want any ties with her at all." And it's just really sad. Like I do think she deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, but I feel like there's women ahead of her that deserve to be in before her.
Like who would you say? I feel like there's women that she's like hand in hand with.
I think Miss Elizabeth is a shoe-in for this year. She needs to be inducted. Regardless of people's opinions on her, I feel like Sable as well.
Yeah.
And China as well. Just part as DX. I feel like a single induction, I think that's too much. But like DX as an overall, I feel like she does need to be included because she was a huge contribution to that whole faction. So
I don't know. I feel like Alundra Blaze should be in before Sable. Like, honestly, I feel like she should have been before Sunny. I feel like yeah, but Sunny deserves it though. Like
no, you were talking like my opinions about her and how she was boasting about everything and like how she was in and other women weren't, and she's just like calling the Bellas bad. I remember she was doing that, and she's just like terrible. She's so fucked up. So I feel like just there's women that are so much more deserving and like. But I mean, she did make a lot of contributions as a manager, and like she was entertaining in her heyday.
The thing is, like, she was a bitch. She was passed around that locker stage more than a loose joint in a prison, and like she's still, at the end of the day, she was good at her job. You know what I mean? Like she was damn good at her job, and
she ruined a couple marriages, but she was damn good at her job.
That's all they awarding her for was her character on TV, and she was a good heel. She was a great babyface. She was the #1 downloaded bitch on AOL at the time. AOL was hot, so we gotta give her credit. So like. I feel like she's deserving, but I feel like Medusa needs to be in there. If you like Sunny, I don't care if she's trashy. I really don't give a fuck. I'm talking about her work. And Sable should be in there because she was such a great babyface underdog. Remember with her whole feud with Vince McMahon? They even have Sable on the new promo for the Attitude Era Volume 2. They have Did you see they have Sable and Trish Stratus?
They have Trish as well. I love that.
Yeah, and I thought it was pretty cool. And I'm like, all right, you have Trish is a Hall of Famer, but Sable's not. Like, come on, let's get it together. Sable was one of my favorite divas, and she's actually my first favorite diva because Sable was one of the first divas I saw, and I was like, her and Marlena was my first diva I seen, but Sable was the first diva I saw get active. You know what I mean? Like in the ring wrestling men. It was like I seen Chyna do it, but it was just different for a woman that looked like Sable doing it.
You know what I mean? Chyna was like kind of her own little breed. But she was kind of separated. I do get that, but like looking back at it now, she was like far too overrated. Sable was. Oh my god.
Yeah, but when she first
and like making Luna job out to her night after night, and like I heard reports that like she was supposed to drop the title to Luna, and she never brought the title with her to that show. Like just shit like that, single girl.
She's so shady. See, stuff like this. Guys, that's just a hit on what we're going to talk about in our news show. I can't wait to tell you about this, Nikki, when we wrap up. It's going to be a good idea. So let's get Medusa on the Hall of Fame, and let's get it moving. Let's move on to Miss Brooke Adams. I have to talk about her. I feel like WWE really dropped the ball with Brooke Adams. Because now she's really showing herself on TNA in her recent run in TNA, but now she's on The Amazing Race, and you know what? She's doing pretty damn good on this show. So it's pretty cool for her. She had an interview. She talked about how she gets no sleep, and it's so hard eating different foods in different countries. Because if you guys don't know what The Amazing Race is, you literally race around the world. So she's going continent to country, different countries, different continents, different cultures. She's in Dubai one night, and then the next 2 nights later, she's in Africa. Like, she's all around the world. So she's saying the different foods are tough, the sleeping, and not knowing what's ahead, because in between the races, there are tasks that you have to go through, and you never know, like, what you're going to get to that's going to hold you back. It's a really, really cool show. So if you guys haven't watched it, you should check it out. But she's talked about the show, and she talked about her wrestling, that she can't wait to get back into wrestling, because she can't wait to wrestle Jessica Havoc, and she plans on coming back to the UK tour. That will be set in place in January. But
will she still have a job in January in TNA?
The shade is real, because apparently all the TNA talent are worried about their jobs.
Did you see Bully Ray's shady, cryptic tweet on Twitter about that?
No, what did he say?
Okay, it was something about, like, if the general is wrong, or, like, if the general is not here, let me find it and quote it for sure, because I don't want to butcher it. But continue.
Yeah, but Brooke Adams, she talked about coming back and working with Havoc. I think it's pretty cool. But I really feel WWE dropped the ball with her, because in her recent run on TNA, she's been doing pretty good. And also in the interview, she said that, wow, I can't believe I could look back at my career and say, I'm a 2-time knockout champion. And a lot of people didn't ever think that this girl could reach limits like that, because she was just on Extreme Expose shaking her ass. But I don't know.
He did good at that, but yeah.
I like her, and I could see her being one of the women WWE would pick up if TNA was to fall.
I thought she was actually going to jump ship earlier this year with the company, because once Angelina Love came back, and there was some tension between those two, so I thought she was on her way out. But I do like that she's doing this whole Amazing Race. I haven't seen any of it, unfortunately. But
she's doing it with her boyfriend, Robbie E., who is also a TNA talent.
Right. Wasn't he, like, one of those broski... Yeah. Ugh. But anyway, I think she's a beautiful girl, and I was always kind of disappointed that, like, she never had an opportunity in WWE, because I felt like under the WWE mold, like you were talking about earlier, and being brought up, she would have been a perfect fit. But anyway, I have this tweet from Bully Ray. So, he tweeted earlier today, when generals do not properly communicate with their soldiers, consider the war lost and the soldiers dead.
Jeez.
And that was directed at TNA. Because apparently a lot of the talent in the company have been freaking out about the lack of communication, because people haven't heard from them since the last tour, or when they were over in Japan. So, like,
they're getting worried.
TNA is just a mess right now. But going back to Brooke and just overall with The Amazing Race, I remember, Maria, she was on Celebrity Apprentice, and Ashley was on Survivor. She was out second. But other than that, I like seeing the girls go and cross over into these kind of different reality shows. And I've always wanted to see a WWE Big Brother type of thing. I think that would be amazing.
Yes, it would. It really would be cool to get a WWE talent and Big Brother. And I love the crossovers. Like, as you said, you had Ashley on Survivor, and you have Brooke now on Amazing Race. But remember Tori Wilson, Celebrity Get Me Out of Here?
Oh yeah. Do you remember? This is a throwback, but
is it China, The Surreal Life?
No, that was a mess too. But you are the weakest link with all of the WWE or the WWF superstars.
Yes,
that was amazing.
Yeah, but I would love to see. And a couple of years ago, it was rumored that John Cena was gonna do the Celebrity Apprentice, but he couldn't do it due to his schedule because he was filming one of his movies. So it would have been cool to see John Cena on Celebrity Apprentice, because that WWE has such a good relationship with Donald Trump, who runs the Celebrity Apprentice show. So I think
didn't you say he has shares in WWE?
Yes,
as well?
He does. He has stocks in WWE, which is pretty cool. And if I was to pick a diva right now on the roster to join Celebrity Apprentice, it would probably be Renee Young. I think Renee Young would be cool on Celebrity Apprentice, because she seems smart and bright and likable, and I really feel like she would represent the company well on this show.
That's a really good pick. Like, the first girl that came into my head, and I can't believe it, but I was like, Eva Marie, because she's not doing anything, but that girl wouldn't last. Who am I thinking?
Like, yeah, she wouldn't last for shit. I feel like Renee is like on this show. You gotta be like, I watch Celebrity Apprentice like religiously, and the Apprentice shows. I just love it how people are so quick to stab each other in the back. And
you know who would be perfect actually?
Who?
Stephanie McMahon.
Oh my god, Stephanie would never do it though.
No, her image. She's so concerned about her image. She would never.
Yeah, it's like it's not for like Stephanie is so like far in her business. You know, like she is a businesswoman at the end of the day, and this show is a reality show, and people really attack you personally on this show. It's really catty, and I don't think Stephanie should be on that kind of platform. You know what I mean?
No, a quick Google search can just give you all the information you need to go in on Stephanie. So
seriously, so they would just berate her on the damn show. But I feel like
I just think like she would be a good representation though, because she is a businesswoman, so she would have a lot of knowledge, and I feel like she would succeed really well. I know, especially to Maria, so
I get you, but like Stephanie McMahon is already. This show is not about people who are accomplished in the business world. Stephanie is already accomplished as a businesswoman. It's for people that are not really.
Well, I mean, they had Gene Simmons on the show a few years ago, and I mean they have like big accomplished business people, don't they?
I know, but they get their accolades from being celebrities, like Gene Simmons.
Okay. Oh yeah. I suppose.
Yeah, like Stephanie came into a business. You know what I mean? Like she's not a celebrity. So, because like she helps her dad run his business, she is the second in command. So
that's true. I'd like to see maybe like Nikki Bella.
Yeah, Nikki Bella would be pretty cool with her real estate background. She's a smart
and she'd
girl.
Be fun too.
She can be a smart girl here and there, but I really feel like Renee would be perfect.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head with the best choice with Renee.
Yeah, Renee would represent the complete.
Speaking of Renee, real quick, I don't know if you've seen it, but there's like little tiny storyline building between her and Eric Rowan.
Yes, I saw that he called her pretty, and then he came out on Monday Night Raw looking for her. He's like, where is she? And I think that's pretty cool. I hope they don't go towards a corny storyline where Renee thinking it's charming. I just want Renee to be creeped out by him.
Yeah, I want that too. Oh God!
And then they can have somebody come and protect Renee, and have a top baby face or something, and then he can get in a feud with them, and Renee can be with the guy. So
I'm actually excited that they're starting to put her in storylines, because I was saying this a few months ago that she would be perfect to kind of like incorporate in, and I think you disagreed with me saying that you want to see her just strictly be backstage and to be a commentator and stuff. So what do you think? Like, do you want her to continue with it, or?
Now seeing her in it, because I know like I wanted her just to be taken seriously as a correspondent. But now that I've seen her, Renee can cut a promo. She does pretty good. Remember with the Total Diva thing with Summer Rae when she like yelled at Summer Rae?
Ripped Summer a new one.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. And I don't know, Lillian's done it. Other divas done. I feel like it would be if any of the announcers were to get involved in a storyline. Michael Cole's done it. I would like Renee to do it right now. If they were to pick one, it would be Renee for me. So I do take back my comment.
And they even have like Tom Phillips, like they have that kind of side thing with Alicia, how she's like calls him his boyfriend and stuff. So just like little things like that, I do like. It's kind of like an initiation if you think about it. So I'm surprised they haven't included her into a storyline like until now, which is kind of interesting. But like you said, I don't want it to go corny, and like don't give them any ideas, because I do like how he's like stalking her a little bit, and I feel like she, like you said, she's a good actress in my opinion, and she's a good talker. So I feel like this is a nice little storyline and a side storyline too. I don't want there to be too much focus on it.
I agree. But speaking of WWE wrestlers and superstars being on TV shows, Stone Cold Steve Austin's new show, the Broken Skull Challenge, I believe, has been picked up for 2 more seasons. So good for you, Stone Cold. I just love Stone Cold, and I'm glad that he's successful outside the business. So
I haven't seen any of those shows. The only thing, I don't know if there's any Canadian listeners, but Stone Cold did a Harvey's commercial, or a Wendy's commercial, sorry, and he was talking about like how there's not proper beef, and stuff like that. And he's like, I'm from Texas. I get that. And he was just like, he was so funny in it. I have to send you it, but
yeah, I seen it. I seen them. They were on YouTube.
Yeah, as like the little advertisements before.
They did one with Carlton as well.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. Moving on. What was that? Wendy's or Applebee's?
I think it was Wendy's.
Well, from one redheaded with pigtails to the other redhead with two big boobs, Eva Marie. Where the fuck is Eva Marie? Nobody knows what this bitch is, but apparently, Nikki, you found out where she's been at.
Yeah, people thought maybe she was training. No. Pregnant. Maybe people were thinking she was pregnant. No. But she did get some surgery, and she got 2 twins on her chest. So, yeah, apparently she got a boob job, and that's why she's been out. And it does make sense, because I remember when Charlotte got her new goodies, it took a while, and she was out for a while as well. So I don't really think she needed them, and I did see a picture on her Instagram. I don't know if you've seen it yet, James, but it's not Rosa Mendez bad, so let's not get carried away. Like, they do fit her body really well. So I just felt like out of all the girls, though, she didn't really need them.
I'm trying to look for the picture of her and her new boobs. I haven't seen it.
I think she's wearing a black tank top.
Oh, day 1 on Road to Recovery.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, well, she's saying that she was injured, though. In the picture, she says injuries suck.
Oh, yeah, I know. And then what I read that, and then I went for the reports on it. It was saying that she was injured because of her boob job, so she just needs to heal.
So I feel like she must have ruptured an implant, so she had to go fix it.
Oh, man. Did you think she had implants beforehand?
Yes, for sure. For freaking sure. That's why I said, because you know how we did record the show previously, but we lost the recording. And we had Jeremy Josh with us. But, yeah, I think she did rupture it. It makes sense now. Because, like, if she's saying it was an injury, and she already had implants, and I can't see her going any bigger. It had to be an injury. Like, something she probably... Because, you know, it happened to Gail Kim. So it could have happened to her on one of the house shows when she's been wrestling. And, you know, she's new, so she probably landed wrong and ruptured her implant. So,
that's true.
Yeah, it makes sense, but I don't know. Good luck to Eva Marie. I wish you a speedy recovery, homegirl.
Speedy recovery, get in that ring, tape those boobies up, and you'll be good to go.
I miss Eva, though. I like her. A lot of people don't.
Like, I'm not a fan of her, but I do kind of miss seeing her. Like, she's beautiful, so...
Yeah, I like her. I give everybody a chance. Unlike Rosa, I haven't talked about that bitch in so long.
It's because she hasn't been on TV for so long. I feel like after that fuck-up she had on Raw, she's been punished and they haven't used her. Which is kind of sad, because I've always kind of been a fan of her.
How is that sad? Like, come on. You go out, you embarrass the company. You poor Layla. Layla had to carry her ass that whole freaking match. It was just a mess. It was embarrassing. And you're supposed to be in this company for 8 years. I would love to see them capture this on Total Divas with her backstage and them telling her, like, that was a mess, Rosa. Like,
they should have, like, Stephanie pull her aside like she did with Eva in the first season. And be like, Rosa, if you don't get your shit together, you won't have a job here anymore.
Seriously. Like, they really, like, let go of Oksana over fucking Rosa Mendez. Like, that's just terrible.
Out of the two, I would have preferred to see Rosa go. Because I loved Oksana.
I liked Oksana. I really did. And I feel like Oksana should still be around over
Oh,
Rosa
did
Mendez.
you see? I seen a recent picture of her. Oh, God.
Of Oksana?
Yeah.
How does she look?
It's bad.
Oh my God, send it to me. I'm going to show the listeners right now.
Oh my God, it's so bad. I'll try to find it. Oh God, it was a few days ago, but she's got like velvet sky hair.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, it's pretty bad.
Is she still in America?
I think so. She was posing with fans. I think she's actually gone back into fitness. Like bodybuilding.
That's good.
Which is for her.
She's going back to what she knows.
Because she's never on Twitter anymore. Well, she was barely on Twitter anyways when she was with the company, but I never see anything. But I just seen a photo somebody retweeted saying that she looked like a mess.
No.
So I don't know. I may not be able to find it, but.
Oh well. I wish Oksana the best. But yeah, that's our show, you guys. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back. I think later this week, or maybe early next week, with some more gossip and what's going on in the WWE and wrestling world. And today we just covered a couple of the hot topics. And Nikki, do you have anything else you want to add on to it?
I think that was about it. It's been a busy week for all of us, so I feel like our schedule, it's not going to be one show every day. Like that's just too hard. It's too stressful to take the time out of our days because we've got shit to do. People, like a lot of us are in school or a lot of us have jobs and whatnot. So, but yeah, like I love coming and just talking about all the drama, all the juicy drama that's been going on.
That's what the Pipebomb's about. We're gonna come in and we're just gonna talk wrestling. Like we'll talk about the shows if something happens, something like a highlight happens on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown or a pay-per-view. We will talk about it, but we're mainly focused on talking wrestling and the business. It's what we love, so. That's what the
right, exactly. And you guys already seen these matches before, so
seriously, and I'm sure you guys can form your own opinions on watching these matches, and not hear us go over the same shit every week. And you guys know that these storylines are redundant, anyways. But yeah, if anything happens, anything pops off, of course we'll talk about it. But we're mainly focused on the business and gossip.
We're still keeping the Diva Peak of the Week, though. Is that right?
Yes, we are keeping the Diva Peak of the Week. And I think we're going to roll that back into next week. I really think so. We'll see which Diva shines after the Survivor Series week.
Yes.
Yep. Well, if you guys want to follow me, you can follow me at Jimmy James, Jaymes. And Nikki, if they want to follow you, where can they find you at?
If you haven't followed me on Twitter yet, you can find me at Nick Aiken WWE, and if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can find me at Prince Pipebomb. So there's a cheap little plug there for you.
Well, thanks, Nikki. I had so much fun.
I know, it was a good show. Lots to talk about.
Lots to talk about. And we're still pissed off, WWE2K15. Kiss my ass.
I know, you fuckers. Go.
Toodles.